All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Rec Room AMA. Today we have our awesome guest BVR, known for awesome summary videos, all happenings here in the room. They are so well done. Such one second, my audio's like coming in and out.
A little bit.
Let me switch to all. All right. There we go. They're so well thought out. Everything is summarized so amazingly that even the Rec Room staff will use BVR's content to catch up on the latest and greatest. There's so much happening all the time, so it's definitely a source of info for us. BVR, want to go ahead and introduce anything else about yourself?
Oh my gosh, you flatter me, pal. Yeah, I make Rec Room news videos primarily. I try and do that the most. I do some gameplay videos here and there. I do some other various informative style videos. I made like a big CV2 tutorial one time, and I just do various things, you know, whatever comes to mind basically, but mostly a focus on kind of informational and entertainment, you know. That's kind of what I go for.
I can't hear anything.
Let's go. And today I'll be your main host. I am Pal, and over here we have our awesome events team. We've got Dragon Rack Tiger here at the camera panel. We have also Mama Monkey and Cookie, who you may not see at the moment, but they may appear broadcasted later on to help ask some questions from our awesome players who've submitted some questions for today's AMA. So we're going to go ahead and get things started. Let's go ahead and hand over to our first player. We've got KJ Wall. KJ Wall, what is your question?
Yeah, I was asking, why did you want to make the most bot invention in Rec Room?
Alright, so, for those of you who don't know, right, I've got the orange cube, which is now the most bought invention in Rec Room. You click on my profile, go to my portfolio, you will see an orange cube invention with like 20,000 sales, and it just recently hit that actually, yeah, so, I've been pushing the orange cube for like an hour and a half, or not an hour and a half, a year and a half. Hour and a half would be miraculous. So what pushed me to make the orange cube? I talked about a little bit of this in my last orange cube video actually. I just my second to last video, I think, if you check out my channel, is me explaining the whole story of the orange cube. But basically I just kind of saw one of my friends, Nameless, who helped make this invention that had like 8,000 sales or something. I was like, wow, that's a lot. That's probably the most bought invention. And then I looked into it a bit and found out the most bought invention is only like 10,000 sales, which I felt like I could achieve.
Wow.
So I thought it'd be funny if I made something stupid like an orange cube the most bought invention. And then I did.
That is awesome. What are some surprises? What are some that have come?
Oh, your mic is cutting out a lot.
Go. What was some of the what was some surprises that came from the experience of like promoting the cube that you did not expect?
Well, first off, I didn't expect it would be so hard to convince people to buy it, you know, I guess, because I just feel like it's a cube, you know, it's only 100 tokens, anyone can get the cube, but I just ran a community poll recently on my channel, and only about 50% of, I said, like, did you actually buy the cube or not? Only about 50% of people from my channel actually bought it, which I guess makes sense. So I learned how hard it was to convert people from, like, your videos to going in the Rec Room and doing something, which is why, you know, I also started promoting it in-game, and I think that helped a ton.
Oh, that's a great test. Awesome. Okay, over here we have Mama Monkey coming up next with another question. All right, here we go.
Yeah, this question is from Noodle HD. Seem to get friended, so hopefully they're enjoying it somewhere else. What pulled you into Rec Room and made you play this instead of other games?
Goodness.
Okay.
All right.
I'm back.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, so I've been making YouTube videos for like 9 years at this point. No, 8. Actually, my main channel's 8th anniversary was the start of this month. So 8 years at this point.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I've done a lot of things at that time. You know, I did some Minecraft videos, I did some Sonic videos, I did whatever. Eventually I did come to Rec Room though, and it's mostly because, I don't know, I just really fell in love with VR and Rec Room ever since I first played it. And I just saw so much like potential for content in Rec Room, I guess. Like Rec Room, it's such a like a game that you can build anything in, you know, and you can make videos on basically whatever you want. And I just saw not that many YouTubers at the time were doing it. You know, there was like Bothia and Harry and Soulfox, but that was pretty much it around the time I was looking into it. And I thought, you know, I had a lot of video ideas, and I thought I could do it myself. So me and my friend, actually, at the time, he never ended up making a channel, but we were talking about both making channels with like similar names. Like I was going to be BVR and he was going to be DTRVR because that was kind of his name abbreviated. And the thing that really pushed it over was having the idea for Rec Room Weekly, which is now Rec Room Roundup, the news show, because I was like, well, you know, even if I don't have any video ideas for a week, at least I can every week put out a Rec Room Weekly, which I mean has kind of changed because I don't do it weekly anymore. But that's kind of what got me into it. I had a lot of video ideas, and then that mixed in with the news show every week is kind of like, you know, even more content. That's what pushed me to do it.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. And yeah, our content will evolve over time. The more experiences you start to have and how things get updated, you find more more ways to kind of express and share information. It's been a really great journey. All right, next up, who do we have? Mama Monkey.
Alright, so Bella Bob, my question is, can you do the gritty?
Can I do the gritty? Why'd I answer yes to this question? I think I vividly remember seeing this one on the document, and I was like, oh, the kids love the gritty. They'll love this one. It'll be so funny. I don't know what that is, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I don't know how to do the gritty.
If you were to guess, what? If you were to guess without any, what would it be?
I think I saw it was like someone was going like this or something. They were like moving backwards. Is it like that? I don't know. Am I doing it?
Yep.
Okay, it's something like that. I think I saw that.
There you go.
There you go. So I can hit the gritty. I expect everyone here to support me because of that. You know, putting a lot of effort for that.
Nice. Awesome. I love it. All right. Next up, Mama Monkey.
All right, I got two similar questions, so I'm just going to group them together. One is, did you know programming before you started doing CV2? And the other one is, do you have some tips for CV2 specifically?
Great question.
Yeah, so I didn't really say this in my intro, but for those of you who don't know, I actually make rooms in Rec Room 2. I spend a lot of time on that. Honestly, a lot of people ask why I don't upload very much. It's because I procrastinate, and also I'm probably spending that time working on a room instead. So I primarily do circuits instead of like building, and I did know programming before CV2, yes. So when I was like 9 or something, or 10, you know, I was playing a bunch of Minecraft, and I wanted to know how to make Minecraft mods, and so I taught myself to program how to make... Actually, I didn't teach myself. This is like a really obscure reference. I really wonder if anyone out here will get this. There's this program around the time called like Youth Digital that was being advertised to like teach kids how to mod Minecraft or whatever, and my dad like bought me that. Did anyone else go through that? I don't know. Anyways, that's what initially kind of exposed me to programming. Also, I did like command blocks and stuff in Minecraft, which is kind of similar. So yeah, I learned that, and then eventually I learned how to make like plugins with Java, and that just kind of developed into a more general programming knowledge as I got older. So yes, I did know how to program. If you do know how to program, that experience translates really easily into Circuits V2. So I would highly recommend learning if you're wanting to learn circuits.
Oh, that's a great
and do I have any
answer.
tips? There's one more. Do I have any tips? Learn the basics before you go out and do stuff. Because if you don't understand the basics of like how, you know, circuits flow or stuff like that. You know, I see people who don't know circuits going out and asking like, how do I make a whole AI for my room? You wanna learn the basics, and then you can build up that foundation. It's way easier. I made that mistake when I was younger. I jumped right to making friggin' Minecraft mods before I learned anything about programming, basically. So yeah, learn the basics. I actually have a whole tutorial on the basics if you want to check it out. Anyways.
That's awesome. No, that's amazing. Yo, if there's anybody out in the live stream chat or out in the broadcasted instances, if you guys started programming outside of Rec Room, like using some other program besides circuiteering, go ahead and drop it in the live stream chat. We'll give that program a shout out. That's really cool. All right, our next question. Who do we have, Mama Monkey?
Hi, I would like to know, what made you think about starting your career on YouTube?
Gotcha. So, kind of a unique situation here, because I didn't start with my Rec Room channel, right? I started with my other channel, Billy Bob, which is much older, and I made a bunch of Minecraft videos. And the reason I started, honestly, you know, I feel like in 2017, 2016, it was, oh my gosh, that was 2014. In 2014,
Wow.
every little 10-year-old wanted a little Minecraft channel because that's what everyone was doing then. So that's really the reason why. I just wanted the same thing everyone else did. I wanted to be a famous Minecraft YouTuber, which is why I started. But I've really stuck with it ever since then without taking any significant breaks. I think I took one a few years back that was like a few months, but that's really the longest I've ever taken off. And it's been a very consistent thing in my life, and I can't imagine it without it.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, even though you've you spend more time now on this platform, yeah, you have been consistent creating content, learning the ropes, learning the foundation on how to create content, edit, and put it out there.
Yep.
So that's really awesome. Good job. All right, next up, who do we have, Mama Monkey?
Again?
We cannot hear you.
Your mic, it's off.
You are muted.
Every time. I have a question from Sniper Brennan, who couldn't make it today. What do you like about your most popular video and why?
Nice. Okay, Pow, pop quiz. Do you know my most popular video?
Your most popular? Yeah, I think I do. How about is it recent, like this summer?
Is
Did it come out this summer?
I don't know about summer, but it did come out sometime
It has to
around
do
then.
with something custom UGC-ish. And you wear it.
I think you are thinking of my second most popular video. Wow. I think it's changed since then. But you know, I'll give you bonus points. That was my most popular video at one point.
Okay.
My current
Yes,
one,
it was.
on the BVR channel at least, is the 24 hours in Rec Room video. Because over New Year's Eve, I did a stream where I spent 24 hours in Rec Room, which obviously I wasn't the first to do it, but I thought I could add my own interesting
remember
spin,
this.
and it's something I wanted to try. Yeah, you were in it. And I made a whole video recapping it, and that video is like 20 minutes long, and I spent so long editing it. I just remember, like,
I'm lagging.
what am I most proud of? Honestly, I would have to say the music choices in that video, right? Because most of the music I use in my videos is from, like, video games. It's video game OSTs, because when you play enough games, you kind of download that knowledge in your brain. So when I'm watching a part of a video, and I'm like, what music do I want to add here? Sometimes my brain will just instantly click and be like, oh, this song from this video game that you love in this specific situation, like you love that song, it's from a game you love, and it'll work great in this video. I love when that connection is made, and that happened so much with the 24-hour video. I just feel like my music choices there were very perfect, even though it just blends into the background and no one cares. I also think that video's paced very well. For being a 20-minute video, I think it's very, fun to watch the whole way through. I'm very proud of that video. That's my favorite video on the BVR channel. I'm very glad it's my most popular. I spent a lot of time on it.
Nice. Would you ever do that again? Like a 24-hour plus?
Would I ever do it again? I think we do have a question later about a 48-hour stream,
That's
so
right.
I'll get to that then.
We'll save it for that. All right. Coming up next, we have Mama Monkey.
All right, I have a question from Ceres, who would like to know what editing programs you use.
What editing program? So, let me start by saying, any editing program works, right? If it can cut clips together, you can make a good video out of it. I started making videos with, first off, I didn't even edit the whole bunch of my videos. And then I used Windows Movie Maker, which I think, a lot of people probably have some experience with starting with. What else? And then I think I moved from Windows Movie Maker to like taking my mom's Mac and using iMovie, because that's free on Macs. If you have a Mac, iMovie is like a really pretty good free editing software. Oh my gosh, I gotta get, what is it? Lattes. Okay, don't send me gifts. Anyways, so yeah, I think I used iMovie, and then I switched to a version of like Vegas Pro, Sony Vegas, called like Movie Studio Platinum, which is like cheaper. And then about a year or two ago, I think I switched to Premiere. So all of the videos on BVR are edited with Premiere. It's definitely my favorite out of all of them. So I've just slowly upgraded over time. But even only using Windows Movie Maker, guys, you can still make good videos. So don't be like, oh, I need to get Premiere. Premiere's great, but you can just start with something simple.
Awesome. Very nice. I started out with iMovie as well. Nice. Good call. All right. Who do we have next? Looks like we have
Hi,
Andon.
Hello. Hopefully my brother doesn't come in. Okay, so I have 3 questions, and yeah, that's it. So first question is, what's your favorite fruit?
Are we doing them all at once, or are we just doing one at a time?
One at a time, sure.
All right, sure. My favorite fruit, I'm gonna have to go. See, this has changed recently. It was raspberries at one point. I like a lot of fruit, honestly. I'm gonna have to go with grapes, though. The grapes around like August, they're nice and green and crunchy. Love them. Can't get enough of them. I also like strawberries, though. I like bananas. I like oranges. I like pretty much any fruit, but grapes are gonna take the top spot right now.
Okay.
Oh,
Second
that's a good one.
question. Oh wait, yeah. Second question. How did you find Rec Room in the first place?
How did I find Rec Room? So, I had a group of friends or just 2 other friends that both had VR headsets. I think one of them had a Vive, one of them had a Windows mixed reality headset. This was in 2018, and they would both like get on and play VR games together, and they made a video in Rec Room. It was like a fake cooking show or something. And I thought it was cool because they went in a custom room, they placed a bunch of props, and they did like this fake cooking show. It was really stupid, but I was like, wow, this game looks kind of cool. And they kept asking me to play it with them, but I didn't have a VR headset, and at the time, Rec Room didn't have a screen mode, which is why I was like, we should just play VR chat instead. They have a screen mode. Anyways, so the fact that Rec Room didn't have screen mode at the time is actually what pushed me to listen to their advice and buy a Vive, which is what got me into Rec Room, so I could play with them. Ironically, I barely talk to either of them anymore, and also, very soon after buying my VR headset, Rec Room came out with a screen mode, so
Cool.
that's how I got into it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really funny, a cooking show. Like, did they have props and everything to kind of simulate
Oh yeah,
the steps?
they had a whole desk they made. They had like a little frying pan.
That's hilarious. I love it. All right.
Okay.
Andon.
My last question is, I don't know if you talked about this on your channel, but what was like the first Sonic game you ever played in your life?
First Sonic game I ever played. Gotcha.
Oh,
So,
Sonic.
yeah, for those of you who don't know, I made Sonic videos on my Build Bob channel for like 2 or 3 years. I have been playing Sonic games my whole life. I was into it when I was like younger. I really like Sonic. I would like, I watched the TV show and stuff. And then I kind of fell out of it for a while, but then around the time I started making Sonic content on my YouTube channel, I was getting back into it because that's when the Sonic Mania was releasing and stuff. And I've been a bigger fan since then. My first Sonic game, I think, was Sonic Rush on the DS, and that's still my favorite one, or at least one of my favorites. So,
That is an
big
amazing.
fan of the Sonic Rush series. I think my favorite Sonic game now is actually probably Sonic Adventure, but I do like Sonic Rush still a lot. That was my first one.
Nice. I love that. All right. And our next question we have from Mama Monkey.
Alright, this is from Nichols. He would like to know what BVR stands for.
The elusive mystery. See, Pal, what do you think BVR stands for? Give me your best guess.
I think it stands for better, very, I don't know, and then right, what?
Okay.
BVR.
You know, close guess. Very
Ryan Verde Robinson.
Brian Verde Robinson. Actually, yes, that is my real full name. Pow just doxed me in front of an audience of 1,300 people, so thanks for that. No. So, the average Joe might assume it stands for Billabob VR or Billa VR or something like that. I guess it does, but here's the thing. I'm not a massive fan of having VR at the end of my username because everyone and their brother's coming out and they're like, oh, I'm going to be Tablecloth VR. That's going to be my YouTube channel. And they just take a word and they add VR, right? Not a massive fan of that, even though that's kind of what I unintentionally did. So it doesn't stand for Billabob VR because I don't like having VR at the end of my name. It's just BVR. It doesn't stand for anything. I guess the B was technically inspired from Billabob, but it wasn't supposed to stand for Billabob VR. It's just BVR. So it stands for nothing. That's your answer.
Wow.
That was a nice answer.
Never would have guessed. Never would have guessed that. All right. Lord
Yeah.
Chester. What do we have? Oh, Floor Jester asks, where do you get all your info for Rec Room Roundup? Ooh, good one.
Good question. Good question. So some might question the need for a news show when all of the information is accessible elsewhere. Honestly, it's not that hard to compile the information. Being a person very involved in Rec Room, you know, as a YouTuber and a room creator, I just like follow updates and stuff as they happen anyways. And pretty much everything is posted in the Rec Room Discord. Oh my gosh, I just got... people on my stream just know what just happened. I got a crazy sound effect from getting a bunch of messages. Anyways, so... yeah, I just follow the news naturally. It's pretty much all on the Rec Room Discord. You can just do it there. I also follow the other social media channels. But pretty much everything important I talk about is from, you know, the Rec Room Discord, the announcements channel, the updates channel. Sometimes I do pull from other sources like the creative Q&As or the AMAs they post on the channel, or just like tweets from staff members. I think in my last video I talked about a tweet from Sean. So I look everywhere, you know, but mostly the Rec Room Discord is going to be where you find most of that information.
Nice. Great question. All right, Mama Monkey.
All right, I have a question from Okay Me Go Home. He would like to know if you think Rec Room will still be a game in 10 years, and if so, will you still be playing?
Ooh. God, I hope so. Good question.
Oh man. Okay. I hope it will still be a game in 10 years. Otherwise, we'll all be out of a job.
Yeah, we do.
So, I mean, I think it probably will be. I think Rec Room has grown very big. I think it definitely has some staying power. And, I mean, yeah, I guess my answer is yes. And will I still be playing it? I couldn't tell you. I'd like to say yes at this point, honestly, but... you know, at this point, I've switched my channel's focus like 3 different times now. So I don't know if I'll still be making Rec Room videos in like 10 years. I'll probably still be playing it though, because I still play the other things I used to make videos about. I just don't make videos about them. But I guess if I continue to have ideas for Rec Room content, then yes, I will continue making videos about it until I die.
Nice. All right, awesome. And Mama Monkey.
Alright, this one is from Black Cover VR, and just like I gotta look at it. Do you ever plan on doing a 48-hour challenge in Rec Room?
This is what we
Wow.
were talking about earlier.
Yes.
I could. Here's the thing. I might have during my 24-hour live stream, I remember repeatedly saying, like, dude, I should totally go for 48 hours. Like, I feel perfectly fine. I can totally do this. And looking back now, I don't know if I could do it. Here's the thing. If I did a 48-hour challenge, I would have to sleep partway through, and I feel like that'd be really boring. I don't really want to stream myself sleeping. That'd be weird. I feel like that's weird.
Dragon.
You could probably like
Dragon
collaborate, hand off the baton for a couple hours, and then get back
you're
on.
right,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah. Any other Rec Room YouTubers out there? Let me know if you want to take over my stream for 5 hours while I sleep.
Oh, that's a cool
Anyways.
idea. That's a cool idea.
Yeah. So I didn't really get any eye strain or like anything from the 24-hour challenge that made me think I couldn't go longer. The main thing was just fatigue. So I think if I slept, I could do a 48-hour challenge. Will I? Probably not, because I already did the 24-hour one. I feel like 48 hours, I don't really know what else too much like new I could do with that really. So I'm gonna say I probably could if I slept, but I probably won't.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. All right. The next question is coming from Mr. Untold.
Oh my gosh. You read that.
Alright, I got 2.
Goodness, Mr. Untold says, I can't even. Mama Monkey, can you read to us
I found it.
the words?
Oh, nope, it's
I'll
scrolled
come
by.
grab it. So
Thank you.
he had 2 questions that were pre-submitted. I'm not sure if they exactly match because it's already scrolled, but I'll go with the ones that were pre-submitted. The first one is, if there's one thing about Rec Room that you could change, what would it be?
Ooh, good question. Good
Alright. One thing I would change about Rec Room, I would add hand-holding. Because, here's why. on the canny, the Rec Room canny, that's where they plan things, right? They had hand-holding marked as planned for a whole, like, year and a half. Do you remember this?
I do not.
Totally remember this,
But
'cause
Mama
I,
Monkey
I wanted it too, and
I know.
I'm friends with the dev that was working on it, but it had too many bugs.
Yeah, I've heard there was a working prototype of hand-holding at one point. And so I'm a little bit peeved that it ended up being completely canned and not revisited. I know it's probably unlikely now with like screen mode, because I don't know how that'll work out. But if I could add one thing to Rec Room, it'd be hand-holding, because I was ready for it. I was waiting for a whole year, and then it wasn't planned anymore, and now we don't have it, and it's sad.
Were there like certain map designs or games you were thinking
Need that
of, like
sad trombone dragon.
you were thinking of adding that function to?
That's funny that you think I wanted it for the utility POW. I just wanted to hold hands with my friends. That's it. I just wanted to hold hands. I mean, it'd be cool if it also had utility, like, oh, a climbing map where you can grab your friend and like throw them up. But no, I don't even care if it has that, man. I just want my hand to be latched on someone else's.
You go. Oh, the little things.
And then the other question from Mr. Untold was, what inspired you to make the orange cube?
I think we already kind of talked about this. It was mostly just, I saw my friend's submission, had a bunch of purchases. I asked, it was like surprisingly low. I was like, hey, I could do that. The moment it really clicked, because I was like, okay, it has to be the paid invention, right? Because the most purchased, or I guess the most downloaded free invention is like somewhere in the 200,000s, and I knew I could not do that. So the most paid invention, yeah, over 300K, thanks. I knew I could get the most paid invention though, because that was only like 10,000, and I had like subscribers and stuff. So the moment it really clicked is when I realized that I could give back the tokens I make from it to the community, so people didn't all think I was just scamming them for money, because I didn't want the money or the tokens. I just wanted the most bought invention. So yeah, still working on giving back all those tokens. And that was kind of the moment it was like, okay, I can actually like do this now without people being mad at me.
Oh, that's awesome. I wonder, do you actually have like a total amount you've earned so far? And then it's like, and then you're just deducting, like you have like a meter, like, all right, our goal is to get rid of all these tokens, and
that's exactly what I have. I have a document where I keep track of every time I give away tokens for a video or anything like that that's using the Orange Cube money. I think I have about 700,000 tokens left to give away, so I've only really given away about half, because the total received is almost 1.5 million at this point. I just looked, so yeah, lots of tokens to give away still. I'm working on it.
Shut up!
What?
oh my god, that's awesome. All right, next question it's more from Mama Monkey.
They're not real. They're not real. They're not real.
All right, this is from Critical on Reddit. How do you manage YouTube and building and like everything else?
Can you shut up? Dang it! I thought I was.
So, simple answer to that question.
Shut up, Jamal.
I don't.
Okay.
I just pick. I just am inspired to do something, and then I do it, and then I'm inspired to do something else, and I do that. And sometimes that's making a bunch of, or working on, a lot of the rooms I work on don't get published. Sometimes that's working on a room back to back and not making a video for a month, and sometimes that's laying around and doing nothing for a month and not doing anything productive. Probably not the best strategy. I know you may have been looking for, an actual time management answer. I'm not the person to ask about that. I just do whatever I feel I'm inspired to do in the moment. I try and stay consistent with YouTube because, YouTube likes that, and obviously I don't want to go too long without uploading, but sometimes I still do, and then I'll start getting comments like, BVR hasn't posted in a month. Like, I don't know, I kind of wish I did post more, but, now that I'm in college and I've got rooms to make still, and I've got all this other stuff, it's harder, but I'm working on it. So, just do whatever you're inclined to do, and then you'll do it fast, and then you can do the next thing. That's what I do.
That's a popular answer. I mean, I've heard that answer from other creators as well who play in Rec Room. They use this space to just explore, create, and they'll switch around based on like just pursuing like what they're curious about, what they're passionate about.
Yep.
It's a nice outlet to explore. So yeah, totally makes sense. All right, Mama Monkey, what do you have?
Little kid.
All right, this one is from Dan the Cats. They would like to know if you've ever thought about making your own building group and not being with Ink Overflow, but making like BVR Studios or something else.
Ooh,
BVR Studios. Yes, I'd actually like to announce right now, Pow and I are creating BVR Studios. We're gonna be making rooms together. No, just kidding.
Let's go.
Okay.
I have not really, because Ink Overflow. I mean, obviously I can make rooms without Ink Overflow. Like, not all of the rooms I make have to be a part of Ink Overflow, which is the building group I work with, in case you did not know. But, you know, I can still make rooms with whoever I want, and it doesn't have to be an Ink Overflow room. Or I can make solo rooms. But generally, I'd say Ink Overflow has pretty well satisfied my, like, creative needs, I guess. Like, I feel like I can make things, you know, I can just pitch a room to them and be like, okay, we can do this, and I have friends on there I can work with. It's pretty much just a group of friends that build stuff. So I'm pretty satisfied with Ink Overflow. I wouldn't make my own studio because I just like making things. I don't like running things. I let Penn Knight and Mortimer handle all the aspects of being the leaders, I guess. So probably not going to make my own BVR Studios or whatever. But I'll still make rooms with other people other than Ink Overflow in the future.
When you are making rooms outside of Ink Overflow, what type of experiences are you kind of creating outside of outside of Ink Overflow projects?
So I think the main rooms that I somewhat recently, like going back a little over a year, made without Ink Overflow was Triple Threat and Sierra Quay. Both of those were contest rooms. I guess I've only really worked on contest or non-contest rooms since I joined Ink Overflow. And I don't know, it was just different people. I wouldn't say it was too different from working with Ink Overflow, because again, we just kind of, make stuff. You can just ask your friends like, hey, want to make this? And if they're on Ink Overflow, then we can make it an Ink Overflow project, technically. Otherwise, working with people outside of Ink Overflow, it's just like the same thing, except you don't have to say it's an Ink Overflow room, because half the people aren't on Ink Overflow. So, I guess the experience is pretty similar, just with different people, and I like working with different kinds of people. There's still plenty of people on Ink Overflow I haven't worked with yet still, so I'm not really feeling limited by that at all.
That's awesome. Great answer. All right. Next up, we have Skull Red 112700. Just 2 zeros.
Spiky Duck. Have you put it in the comments?
Can read it.
Okay. So we have which my watch isn't open. My monkey, pop on up here and read the words.
Hey. So Skull Red would like to know which RROs you think are most overrated and most underrated.
Good question.
Nice.
I have some strong feelings about some Rec Room originals. Most overrated, some may say like my Rec Rally, it was a little bit lacking in content, but it's not really overrated if not that many. If like everyone agrees it's overrated, then it's not overrated anymore, right? There have to be people that like it for it to be overrated. So I'm gonna have to go with Dodgeball. There are whole communities built around Dodgeball. There's like a Dodgeball league. There's people who grind the Dodgeball leaderboard, so clearly a bunch of people like it, but I have never seen the appeal, okay? First off, the game, Rec Room staff, close your ears. The game is literally broken like half the time. The hit detection, awful. The catching, awful. It's... I'm about to get a sound effect. There you go. Okay. I feel like Dodgeball is never like fully functional, I guess, and it's just such a basic game loop, and games can go on for way too long because people camp in the back of the arenas. And whenever the weekly challenge is like do 10 games of Dodgeball, I groan. It's awful. I hate Dodgeball. I never play it unless I have to. Underrated. See, there was a while where I would have said Paddleball probably, because there was a while where I was grinding the Paddleball leaderboards. I'm actually like top 200 in Paddleball wins or something, and I wanted to be in the top 10. And then I think I got about like 250 Paddleball wins, and I had to get up to like about 1,500 to get on the leaderboards, and I gave up around 250 because it was just so much time. I feel like I kind of convinced myself I like Paddleball though. I don't know if it's actually underrated or if it's actually just broken and not fun because you can grab the ball. But we'll go with Paddleball for now.
Nice. Oh my gosh. All right. Were you playing with a lot of like just grinding, playing with like whoever shows up in the map, or did you have like people you normally played with?
Can I ask
I would be very hard pressed to find someone else willing to play that many games of Paddleball with me, so I would just randomly queue and join random people. And sometimes I would wait in lobbies forever because not a lot of people play Paddleball. It's not on screen mode. It was certainly an experience.
Nice. If you guys want a 1v1 BVR and paddleball,
see you
type it in the chat right now. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Mama Monkey.
All right, this is a question from FN2771. They would like to know what's the best and worst part about being an awesome YouTuber.
Well, I'm an awesome YouTuber. Okay, guys, don't flatter me too much here. Man, best part is that I get to do a thing I like doing, and like, it's kind of a part-time job for me right now, and I get to meet a lot of new people, and I feel like my Rec Room experience has been greatly enhanced by making videos. So I'd say that's probably the best part. It's just made my Rec Room experience way better. Worst part, I can't go in public lobbies without someone recognizing me. I can change my display name, I can change my outfit. I don't even know how they do it. If I'm mute, I change my name and I change my outfit. You think no one would be able to know who I am?
Completely
somehow,
changed, like,
yes, completely changed. Like, not my account name, so if they click on me, they'll still see it's me, but display name, like, unless they're clicking on me, how do they know it's me? But somehow, people still find out. Every public lobby I go into, there's someone who recognizes me, no matter what I do.
You're appearing offline as well. Like you appear offline.
Yes, appearing offline, only to favorites, which is only people that I'm, like, very close with. It's not saying I don't love meeting fans and such in the public. I know there's a lot of people who are very excited about that. But also, like, sometimes I go in a rec center and then I'm just swarmed by people and I'm just trying to, like, talk with a friend. And so mostly I've relegated myself to private lobbies now. Also because, I spend most time building and that's all in private rooms too. But I do kind of miss being able to go out into a public on my main account and just play a game and have people treat me like a normal person. Okay, wait. Before we do the next question, okay. Oh, he's already broadcasting. Okay,
Surprise.
we're doing ultimate surprise here. Okay, experimental for those of you who have stuck around. We've dropped a few hundred people, but this is gonna go well, I swear. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm doing a giveaway. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna type something in chat, and I'm gonna pick a random person. And I'm going to go to your profile, and if you're supporting me, I will buy you the first thing off your wish list, okay? We're going to do this real quick. So send me a message in chat here. I'll pick someone. I can't click on names in chat. Oh, yes, I can. Okay, cool. You have to be supporting me, by the way. So click on me right now. Hit that support button, or you can go back there. Takes you to my profile. This is the ultimate giveaway. This is, I said,
right.
Mama Monkey, we should do this. She said, oh, yeah, we can try. Okay, I'm picking a random person. Hold on. Who will it be? Okay, I can't click on them because they're scrolling. Okay, we have Marmaro, and they are supporting me. So you get
Hey, let's go.
something off your wish list.
Marmaro.
Oh my gosh, this is a long wish list.
Audience count jumped up. Everybody was running in.
Hey, guys, we can do this once again maybe at the end, so stick around, all right?
Yeah, stick around for the end.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and get you
Can't see Marmaro.
Here, you can have the
Yeah, I can guess Marmaro.
pink hair dye because
That
that's
is
expensive.
awesome.
Oh,
There you go.
that is amazing.
Stick around. It may happen
Yay.
again. Who's to say?
Congratulations. All right. Next up, we have Dr. Raven. Hey, Dr. Raven.
Where's Raven?
Nope.
Where is he?
They are not broadcasting. I don't think so, at least.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
there
there you
they
go.
are.
It says broadcasting.
Okay.
He's not coming.
Okay.
How are you up there?
All right, so Mama Monkey's gonna ask the question. We'll have Mama Monkey ask the question on your behalf, so that because they'll be able to broadcast it to everyone. All right.
What time is it?
Yeah, you're not broadcasting. Oh.
Yeah,
Just
Dr.
gonna,
Monkey
like,
can switch
lean
out with
in
Mama Monkey.
And I'm gonna lean. All right. Dr. Raven asked on Reddit what you would say for any small rec tubers.
All right. Thank you for the question. What would I say for any small RecTubers? Honestly, this is kind of what I tell a lot of people who want to make YouTube videos. Just make videos that you are passionate about. Because if you make things you're passionate about, they generally turn out to be good because you want to make good things. Or try and just like make videos you would want to watch, right? If you make a video and you wouldn't personally watch it yourself, then who else is going to watch it, you know? So I feel like that's important. Do stuff that you would want to watch and that you want to make. And generally, you know, there's so much YouTube advice to give. I spent years making Minecraft videos with no one watching me, fumbling around with the algorithm, having no idea what I was doing before I got any kind of success. But, you know, during that time, I was building up my skills. I was learning how to edit more. I was learning better commentary, better like pacing for videos. And that's how I got to where I am now. So there's so much stuff to learn that you just have to do it, right? You just have to make videos that you want to make somewhat consistently, and the quality will then come if you continue doing that consistently.
Very much so. Yeah, that practice, you just start to sharpen your skills and everything, editing and knowing what it is that your viewers like to watch. You just start to gain this sense. That's very true. All right, Mama Monkey, our next question.
Alright, this is a question from Cakeman21. They would like to know what got you interested in CV1 and CV2 overbuilding.
Yeah. So I kind of touched on this earlier with my other answer, but I've always been more of a programmer than an artist, I guess. I've tried doing art-related things many times for various things. Like, I've tried making pixel art, I've tried making just normal 2D art, I've tried building in Rec Room 3D art. It's never really worked out for me, so I mostly relegate myself to just programming, because that's something I just understand better, I guess, and it's something I've been doing longer, which is what drew me to CV2, because I already basically understood it because of my programming background. You know, in a perfect world, I would also be good at building. I would love to also be good at building, because then I could just make things myself, right? Because if you're just a programmer, there isn't too much you can do. You have to have at least like one programmer and one artist, right? Even just a solo artist can make a good room in Rec Room, but a solo programmer, not really so much. So if I could do both circuits and art, that'd be great. Maybe someday I'll go back to trying to learn it, and hopefully it'll have better results.
It's great to collaborate. It's definitely great to collaborate. You learn a lot from each other. I love that. All right, our next question is from Zinc Lead Alloy.
Hello, BVR. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. I got 3 questions for you since you have experience as a YouTuber, if you don't mind answering.
I don't.
First of them, great. First is, to help aspiring RecTubers, if you only had a Quest 2 and wanted to start RecTubing, how would you go around doing so? How do you go about doing so?
Gotcha. So that's tricky, because I think right now, I don't know too much about the Quest 2. I've never had a Facebook Meta headset. I've always been on PC VR, so I don't know how much specific advice I could give with that. I think that in an update soon, Quest 2 is adding like full HD recording support, so definitely wait for that. That'll help out a ton. And yeah, I don't know too much about recording on Quest 2 beyond that. I know right now recording tools are kind of lackluster, but I think I heard that in an upcoming update they are going to be getting better, so I'd wait for that, and then you can just record that, put it on your PC, edit it. Honestly, you can edit stuff on your phone nowadays. Have you seen these, like, there's a lot of younger people that edit stuff on their phones? It's crazy stuff.
I can add to that a little bit. Yeah, I can add to that a little bit. There's some TikTokers who create RecTalkers, you can say, who create content using Quest 2, and the way they work around not using a stream camera where they can point the camera and film themselves, what they do is they'll use holotars. The content is so short on TikTok that you can essentially like act out whatever you need with one like 30-second holotar animation, and then that's how they work around. That's like they hack around that way. Using holotars.
You're so right. I totally forgot Quest 2 doesn't have streamer cam. That's probably what your question was about. Yeah. You can also still make good videos just from your POV. You know, you don't need to have streamer cam. Obviously, it helps out a ton. I love the streamer cam, but your POV is still enough to get started making videos. You know.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks.
Second question.
Yeah.
What strategy do you find works best for Rec Room videos? Like what thumbnail, what title, what kind of entertainment do you provide to your
That's a good
viewers
question.
that you've seen that works best?
Can you please move?
That is a lot to unpack. I could talk about titles and thumbnails for a very long time. At the core, the title and thumbnail are just trying to portray the idea you have, right? So that's the other kind of part of your question. Just the idea of the video should be something that is interesting and like captivating, right? Like spending 24 hours in VR, that's like, oh, how did they spend 24 hours in VR without sleeping? Or like, Rec Room is adding toes? I don't know. I didn't know they were doing that. I'm gonna click on the video. So just something that will interest people enough to click on the video, and then you can just base your title and thumbnail around that. Honestly, there's nothing specific, no like super specific tips I could give. As long as the idea is somewhat interesting, then go for it. You can try yourself, see what works, see what doesn't.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. Last
Great question.
Thank you. Last question. You already answered what
Hey,
kind of
Stormy.
video editing
Stormy.
tools you use.
Hey,
Sorry.
Stormy.
But what kind of setup do you have? What programs
That
do
was
you
in my
use
YouTube video.
specifically on your channels to
Stormy,
make
Stormy.
the
Hey,
content
Stormy.
easier to make?
Got it.
You
Okay.
can hear me.
Full BVR
Stormy.
program rundown. Listen up. I use OBS
Alright.
Studio to record stuff, which is what I'm doing right now
Can you
to live
hold for a
stream.
second?
It's free, great video recording and streaming software. I would highly recommend OBS Studio to everybody who wants to make content. Editing, I use Premiere, as I said. You can use basically anything though. Sometimes I use Audacity for additional audio editing, but not super commonly. That is useful if you just want to record audio though. Hold on, there's something in my throat. Okay. And then, what else do I use? Man, I don't know. I use GIMP. It's a free software that's like
yeah.
photo editing for thumbnails. I see Mom working over there. I feel like this is kind of a funny coincidence actually. I've been using GIMP for so many years that like going back to the Youth Digital thing I was talking about earlier with the Minecraft mods, I remember I only downloaded GIMP because the instructor of that like Youth Digital Minecraft mod thing was like, okay, we're gonna use this GIMP software to edit the textures in Minecraft for your mods, right? So I learned it then in that course, and I've just kind of used it ever since. I know Photoshop probably would be better, but I'm more experienced with GIMP, and it still works. So I would recommend it if you want to learn a weird editing software that is free instead of paying for Photoshop. And I think that's about all the programs I use.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much for your questions.
The formula. Love it. All right. I have some questions from the live stream. Yeah? Okay, great. Okay, we have some questions from the live stream and some comments as well that I want to make sure you guys get to hear. Earlier, it was Zinc. You were asking about what's a good way to create content with Quest 2. So a quick shout out to Star Centurion, who's helping moderate the YouTube channel. Star wants to add more feedback input for you. Star says you can get a POV streamer cam, like hack something up by simply attaching a mirror to your face and recording that. Okay.
Yep.
It's fake obviously, but it does work for Quest 2 and PSVR users. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Star.
So I think,
Yeah.
you would connect a mirror, you'd like clamp it to a back holster, and then you can put that on your back, and the mirror's just floating in front of your face wherever you look. I have seen that actually.
Yeah, I saw that too. I have at least two other questions from the live stream. One earlier, I really liked that was wholesome. It's from the viewer Milk RR. They ask, what is your dream after college? What is your dream to do after college?
Oh, that's a really good question, and a really hard one. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to make videos. I'd like to... I like making things, okay? I don't know if you figured that out by now. I make games. I'm actually majoring in game design. I like to make videos. I like making content, because when I was younger, I saw a whole bunch of content, a whole bunch of YouTube videos. I played a whole bunch of video games, and I was really inspired by that. And I think it's so cool that people can make things that, like, emotionally persuade people so much and then potentially convince them like they want to do that too. That's what I want to do. And I guess the form I've decided to make media that influences people in is videos and games. So I'd like to keep doing that, you know? I want to keep bringing my ideas into the world. I've got a lot of stuff I want to make, and I want to inspire some youngins like I was inspired.
Oh, that's awesome. What about like events like this that are like broadcasted? You get to kind of reach out to people real time. Is this something you're interested in looking into?
So, like, live performance, this is kind of not really related to what you said. I definitely did do some theater stuff when I was younger, like in real life, not Rec Room. Sadly was not put on the Orange Bucket acting troupe or whatever it was called. I kind of figured that wasn't really my thing after a while. So live stuff is fine. I like streaming sometimes, you know, I like doing events like this. I think it's really fun, but I definitely do more prefer preparing something beforehand and then sending it out into the world than doing live. Even though I think this is fun, it's more of like a casual thing than like a, you know, live events often like you kind of do.
Awesome. Okay, so while we've been asking BVR questions, I've been watching the live stream, and BVR, we were talking about the cube earlier, but we actually have people in the stream, like multiple people, asking about the cube, not like how much it costs. They're asking like, what was your inspiration, the design behind it, like deep philosophical questions about this cube. And I'm like, what's going on? Is there like a cube? Is there a club out there? Is there some kind of like
I should have made a
for
club
just the
in
cube?
Rec Room. I should have made a club. You're right. There's one artist, this is kind of unrelated. There's one artist, I think his name is like Will something, not Will's Meister.
Will Meister in the balcony up there, we see you.
There's some other artist on Instagram, I wish I remembered his name. He's named Will or something. He's made a bunch of art like portraying me as like a cult leader and like me telling everyone to buy the cube, and that they're all like worshippers of the cube, and I think that's really funny. So yeah, I appreciate all of the cube worshippers. Thank you very much for buying it and supporting me in my endeavors.
I'm gonna buy it soon.
All right. Those are all like the main questions that popped out on the stream. I do see people repeating questions that were answered earlier, so definitely make sure to go back and go through the live stream, you guys. And people are typing cube, QB. What the heck? Yeah.
About this.
Fun. So I guess that's everything. Is there anything else you want to? Oh yeah. Yo, plug how to support you. Tell everybody.
That's my favorite part. Okay, so back there, you'll see a big whole button. There's some beautiful art there by my friend Crazy Tunes. I have that as a shirt. Hold on, I'll put it on. Oh, I shouldn't have opened my watch. Mistake.
Let's show you
Hold on.
guys. Let's
Never
take
mind,
the camera
we're
over there.
fine.
I'm gonna pop the camera on my POV real quick. Let's
you're
go
gonna
back
have
there.
to stop broadcasting and start again if
Oh!
you want to switch outfits.
Okay, then I'm not bothering. Yeah,
Okay.
no, you'll see.
Can you see
There's a
me?
picture, some art of me over there. Right next to there, there's a whole button in my profile, and you can click on that, and you can press support. And that is the easiest way to support me directly if you want to, because it's free unless you like make a purchase, but it doesn't cost anything additional, and I get a cut of that purchase, and it helps out a ton. Or you can just watch my videos, you know, that helps out a ton too. Play my games, just interact with my stuff, because that's the greatest feeling when people interact with my stuff, because that's what I want. And so yeah, and it helps me financially too, because you know you're watching ads and stuff. So the best way to support me is just by supporting me in Rec Room or watching my videos, and it really does help out a ton. Thank you all so much. Check me out on YouTube, BVR. I make videos in case you weren't listening the whole time and are only listening now.
Awesome. I love it. All right, guys. I'm going to show the stream the awesome art back there so you guys can check out BVR's art, check out the button. We're all going to go fly back there. All the instances, meet us back there. We're going to click on those buttons. And then if you guys want to take a photo,